Well, I got some big changes coming. Big changes. October been kind of a weird month for me. I actually kind of quit taking most diagnostic calls during October, mainly because I've just had so many like project cars sitting around, like harder cars to figure out, or that just had really weird problems or something like that. So I had a bunch of those just kind of sitting around the shop, and some of them been sitting there for a long time. And I just said, when I got back from ASTA and at the end of September, I just was like, I got to get these cars gone. So most of October I've spent trying to get some old cars took care of, get them gone, and I'm down to just a couple. I've got, I think, 2 cars sitting that's been at the shop for quite a while that I've got to still get finished, get gone. But I would just want to take this opportunity because I didn't really have a diagnostic video to put out for you guys this weekend. So I figured I would do something that I had some requests to do, and that's a van tour. And there's a reason why I haven't done a van tour yet. A couple reasons actually. For one, it's because I have a lot of key stuff in here, and in Alabama where I'm at, you're required to have a locksmith license if you do keys, or at least it's a real gray area. If you advertise for keys or locksmith services, you have to have a locksmith license, and I've kind of skated under the exemption of I don't publicly advertise those services, so therefore I could get away with doing like keys for my dealers or whatever, or doing mobilizer functions without needing that state license. But I've gotten to the point where I finally had worked through all the processes to get my state license, so I actually now am a Alabama state certified locksmith with my locksmith license. I can show you my ID, my little ID card. So there we go. It's official. Kind of done it right at the end of the year, right when renewals are supposed to happen. So I've also now got to send in all my renewal stuff. But now I can kind of show some things in my van that I couldn't show before, be it a key machine and all of my key stock that I've slowly been working on over the past several months. But the other reason is my van stays a wreck. It stays a cluster of stuff. And it's mainly because it's kind of small and I don't have enough room for everything to be organized. So everything kind of just gets thrown in here. And it's gotten to the point where it's just too much. So the big change, I'll show you in a little bit, but I'll give you guys a quick little van tour of everything that I've got, kind of, and yeah. So far, I think y'all kind of seen a sneak peek of this in a few videos, and this is basically just drawers of stuff. These two are just kind of miscellaneous stuff, like some batteries. I've got these cool little battery holders that I got from Cody's AutoDiagnostics. They just unscrew and they hold your batteries. So real cool little thing here. I got a couple different ones of these, but and I've also got like some cutters for for the key machine here. And then in this drawer, I've got like some miscellaneous. These are SC1 house keys. These are KW1 house keys. A couple Chevy fob remotes and keys. And most of this up here is just actual key stock of different kinds of keys and things. And this has kind of worked, but it's not ideal. I'm going to do something different soon. And over here I've got my little workbench table. I usually have my laptop sitting up here. I've got this mat for when I take key cylinders apart and stuff. I can lay the tumblers out and everything how I need to keep them organized. I've got a mount up there that holds one of my laptops. I've got all of my little VCI things in that little holder. That is from Diagnostics. I'll leave a link to his website in the description. That thing's awesome. That is also what all of my VCIs have clasp from. All these magnetic clasp and things that I can just keep the cords and everything wrapped up nice and neat. And these just kind of can stick anywhere I've got a spot of metal to hold them. I've got a lot of these. I've got more under there and more in the house too, because I'm working on some other projects. But this is kind of my main work area. This down here is what holds all my scan tools, and I've got an extra laptop sitting in here. But this thing, I need to do something different with that because it kind of has messed up. It doesn't really work all that great. It's too soft. These things, these little dividers are Velcro, but there's like only one little strip of Velcro that holds the top and the bottom. There's nothing in the middle. So you can see there's like some cardboard in there that I've put on the front and back to kind of stiffen the front and back up. And I've also got it screwed up here at the top to hold the lid open. And the Velcro would actually never hold. These would just tear loose because sometimes there's not a scan tool in here, in one of these, so things get floppy, right? Like for instance, let's see, I've got an empty hole right here. So things just kind of lay over and flop around. So these are actually, I had to super glue all of those in together to where they kind of have stayed a little better, but it's not great. It's not perfect. I'm hoping to figure something better out for that in the future. And then, like I say, everything else just kind of gets thrown in here. I got my Tech 2 in here. I've got an old laptop that I use for TIS 2000, like old Chevy stuff. This is a KM100. I mean, stuff from my new AutoPad or Auto Pro Pad G3. Stuff for the Topdon. This is the T Ninja box stuff. This is a scan tool that I got sent to try out, and I'm supposed to do a video on it, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. I've had this thing for probably 2 months now and haven't gotten a chance to do this video. This is kind of going to be pretty promising, I believe, because this is a fairly cheap scan tool price wise, and it's lifetime updates, so you never have to pay a subscription to update it or anything like that. So it's one-time purchase. It's good forever. So when they told me about it, I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely want to try that out on the channel because people hate paying subscriptions and updates. So I thought that would be something really cool to show you guys. Let's see, what else have I got here? Of course, y'all done seen the key machine. This is the Condor Mini Plus 2 or something like that. I'm not really sure. I've got an extra battery down here that's just for basically my power inverter, which is under that seat, kinda. You can't really see it right now, but we'll show you in a second. So it's tied up to the main battery to be able to charge it and things like that. And it's just really to have extra power in the van, so I don't have to actually run the van the entire time to make sure I have power for my inverter and things, because this has to have an inverter. This one is a plug-in. It is not 12 volts, which is fine with me. I don't care. I really like this key machine though. It's been really good for me. Let's see, I've got some other stuff, like this is a camera that I got at ASTA that I haven't actually really got to use yet, but it is a really tiny camera. I think Mario has done a video on this thing, but the little end can actually like be turned every direction with the joystick here, so that is really neat, and it's really tiny. The only thing I don't like about it is I wish it was just slightly stiffer, but you know, what do you expect for something that, I think this is a 4mm end, I believe. It may be smaller than that, but I like my borescope cameras. They always come in handy for stuff, so I picked this one up just to have for some weird situations. Let's see. I constantly getting more keys, so I always have boxes of keys that I now no longer have room for, because most of all these drawers are full and some of them just don't fit. This is some stuff I've got to make an adapter harness to just plug in for cloning TCMs, basically. Some more stuff for the Alltel, like a CAN FD adapter. I've got all kinds of stuff in here that I've never found a place to put. Things I haven't actually even used yet, like this thing. I've not used that yet, but you know, you gotta have it, so I have it. Down in my other drawers down here, I've got some bigger drawers, and these tend to work okay. I do wish they were slightly bigger, but this basically has all of my soldering stuff in it, my heat shrink, my torch to heat the shrink and melt, shrink it down and stuff, my battery for my soldering iron, my TS101, I think that's what this one is. I can't remember. You guys have seen this though in my other videos and stuff. And this key holder is for the Tibi keys. It won't fit up here with my other ones because it's too big. It doesn't let the drawer close, so it has to stay in the bigger drawer. But yeah, all my soldering stuff basically, and this drawer stays a wreck because things slide around and stuff. So probably gonna have to figure some way out to keep this a little better organized. This is drawer one of my Pico stuff. My Pico scope stays in here. All my leads that I use a lot, the WPS, attenuators, things like that. My pulse sensor from Cody's AutoDiagnostics. So yeah, I've had this thing for several years now. Really like that thing though. And then we got drawer number 2 of Pico stuff, which is my bigger things that I don't use a whole lot. My amp clamps, some coax cable that goes to the pulse sensor down here that I've got somewhere. This one is the first look pulse sensor. I actually don't really even like this one. I like the Cody's one way better, but I still have it. I've got some other stuff in here too, like some ignition pickup things. And yeah, so there's all my Pico stuff down there. And it kind of is aggravating because normally I have stuff packed right here that I can't really get in those drawers very well, but you know, whatever. Over here I've got my Topdon jump box, my Topdon R-Link light in that case. I don't really use it a lot. I've tried it with a few things just to test with, and so far that thing works pretty well. I do need to update it. There's some updates available for it. But this is the main work area, and it stays a cluster. Let me go around on the other side and I can show you the other things that I've got in here, like my power inverter and stuff. You always got to have a hoodie. This is my favorite camera, my Tesla camera. Y'all have seen this a lot. Y'all have bought this one off my Amazon store. I still get things all the time, notifications that these things are getting bought. This thing is my favorite camera so far that I have. Great picture quality on that thing. Nice rugged camera cable to it. And then right here is my leads for my, what is this, the U-Test kit or U-Terminal kit, something like that from AES Wave. This thing is amazing. You guys see this thing all the time. And it stays right here opened up so that it is easily accessible all the time. I do have a Tibby leashy. It doesn't really fit with my other leashies, so it just kind of stays right there. But this kit stays here all the time for quick access, stays open, and I've got a random plastic paper thing flying through the yard. Y'all have seen this nice little guy before, my little splitter to be able to plug up 2 scan tools to a car at one time. Maybe y'all have seen why I have this. If you've not, you need to look for the Dodge Ram alternator video, and that'll explain it, why I have that. Let's see, this is some stuff from Diagnostics, basically for ADOS stuff, just kind of helping line a car up. Here's some more pieces of it. But yeah, some little cable ends I had him make for something. So yeah, the van stays a wreck. It does. I've got this box right here. This has my U-terminal, or I/O terminal, not U-terminal, my I/O terminal in it. I got a VVDI prog in here, my random test light, and snap-on scope leads that I use a lot with my meter because they're actually really great leads. Got these from AES Wave also. Then like I said, over here I've got all my little pods basically. Yeah, so, and randomly my Snickers bar amp clamp. This thing's awesome. I usually have these little flashlights stuck up here because they're right here where my charger is for them. Let's see, what else have we got here? We've got in the back my toolbox that is bolted to the floor, and the top of this thing stays a wreck. Also, these are lasers for setting up ADOS calibration stuff. Right here is the Topdon UltraDiag. I still use that every now and then for doing key stuff. This is a camera tester. Let's see, this is my cushion because sometimes you're outside and you need to sit on your knees or something, but you don't want to sit on the rocks, so I have an old seat cushion. And then my yoga mat. Y'all have seen my yoga mat several times. This is stuff for the WPS 500. The Relay Sim Pro. This thing has come in handy a couple times already. I've got a short video that I'm going to do about this thing here soon. I've got it recorded. I just need to edit it and post it for y'all. It's like just a little 2-minute video with this thing. And these are falling off. Yeah, I just put this on so people couldn't see in, and it helps block the sun from heating up this back area. In the toolbox, our top drawer is nothing but a junk drawer basically. I usually keep my meters in here. This thing, I need to get rid of this thing. I hate this thing. I bought it to do a video on, and I hate it so much I've never even made a video on it. This is like one of the worst tools you can buy. I don't understand why people like this thing. And then I've also got a little breakout thing to basically pin modules and then have a DLC connection to it. Let's see, I picked up these little bags here to put stuff in. Like this bag's got nothing but extra USB cables and stuff in it. So kind of trying to keep things a little bit better organized. Got a tape measure in here because you need a tape measure doing ADOS calibrations. You guys have seen this in a video on a Malibu doing a key diag. Let's see, this is where my Snickers bar is supposed to go in here, and it's not in here because I was using it the other day and I didn't put it back. But this is basically just a junk drawer, kind of. Everybody's got a junk drawer in their toolbox. I usually have several. This drawer is really just full of stuff that's not really used a whole lot other than the U-scope. I've got some leads for the snap-on scope, some extra 9-volt battery for this amp clamp that I use with the peak. I use this with the snap-on scope a lot. Usually have test light bulbs in here. This is another drawer that's usually got test lights and all kinds of test lights in here. This is where all my test lights usually stay. So let's throw this one down here where it's supposed to be. Some back probes. I need to put this back in my key drawer because this is for spreading remotes apart. Yeah, more just electrical testing stuff, basically. This is nothing but junk drawer, and I needed a place to throw some wrenches. And then some extra little ends in case I have break a lead end, I can quickly just repair one. I got this little file set to use with keys. Every now and then you need to manually file out a key, so I got this little set to do that with. Let's see, push pins. Gotta have your push pins. And then this little thing right here has come in handy several times for smoke testing. Like if I need to block off a port on an intake or something, I can use one of these right here to do that. You've got basically male and female sides, so you can block things off 2 different ways. This is a nice little kit that I picked up at Harbor Freight. Same with that. That's from Harbor Freight. And I've got miscellaneous connector ends in here that I use for doing cloning stuff that I need to make better ends for. Fuses, vacuum pump gauge. That thing's my favorite tool from Harbor Freight. I've shown that a few times in some videos. So yeah, that's basically all that's in that drawer. In this drawer, I've got all my Milwaukee stuff. They just kind of go in here and bounce around. I need to do something better with this because they do just bounce around in here. They beat each other up, but all my Milwaukee power tools is in here. Usually a couple cans of brake clean, things like that. My big long 1/2-inch ratchet, my 1/2-inch sockets, So yeah, cluster. I know it's chaos in this thing. More chaos. All my swivel sockets, these get used 99% of the time, but every now and then I do use the 3/8 versions. And this case has nothing but Torx bits and things in it. Let me get that open. So Torx bits, Allen bits, E-sockets or reverse Torx sockets, whatever you want to call those things. So that's all that drawer is. This is all basically hand tool stuff. A little 1/4-inch set, some of my ratchets. I like these. Now, these are all spline drive, but they fit 15, but they also fit a lot of standard stuff as well. So I really like these. I got the whole set, but I'm missing one because I've lost it apparently. Magnetic sockets for spark plugs. I've got one of those in this drawer. These things are really nice. I like those. And then miscellaneous hand tool stuff. You gotta have your pick, your panel tools, your crimpers, you know, these badass needle noses. Really love these things. They're crazy expensive though, but I like them so much that I've got the big pair, the medium pair, and I also got the little pair that just came out. I really like these things. They grip so well. A little panel tool, or not a panel tool, these grab little push pin clips. Really nice. Let's see, that's basically it. Just a lot of little hand tool stuff in there. You've got your hood holder where your struts on your hood are worn out. This will clamp down on that rod and hold that open. So yeah, it's basically the back of the van. So it stays a cluster. I know, it's bad. So that's why there's big changes coming. And what is the big change? Well, when I say big, I mean big. It is big change. We have this is a 2018 Transit 250. It's the long 148 wheelbase, and it is the extended version that is also high top. Like, I'm flat-footed on the ground. I can just barely flat hand the top of this thing. So yeah, got the high roof, and I'm going to be building this out. I don't know yet how I'm going to build it out. I don't know how I'm going to lay everything out in here, but I'm hoping this solves my space issues that I currently have. And yeah, I know a couple of guys that I talked to in chat groups. They're interested in me doing a van build video, basically, where I video the build out of this van. So if you've made it this far in the video and you'd like to see a van build out series, let me know down in the comments. And if you want to, I'll film it and kind of post it as I'm building this thing out. I'm hoping I can come up with some cool ideas and better ways of doing things, because like my key drawers, they're not good. They're fine for a lot of keys, but a lot of keys they're not. Let me show you what I mean. Some of them work perfectly fine. It's just depends on what you put in here. Like, this is my mostly GM drawer stuff, and they do kind of drag, but it's not that big of a deal. It shuts. This drawer, a little harder. See? These things just kind of get pulled and tossed up and then they won't close. So you have to adjust them. And here's another drawer, works perfectly fine. It's just really all about what is in the drawers. Like this drawer, that one's stuck. It won't even pull out all the way because it's got a key stuck in it somewhere. So I need some better drawers. And if you are watching this channel and you happen to be a locksmith or you happen to be a key guy or something, let me know what you're doing with your keys. I really like the floor to ceiling kind of drawer style. I just need something with some bigger drawers. I know Milwaukee makes some 4-drawer pack out things, but they also have that closing metal thing that has to close across them to keep them closed. I don't particularly like that. I like these because they've got the little, let me see if I can get you in here, the little release basically that moves out of the way to keep these things locked. So if you don't pull the little thing under there to release them, these stay closed. So I like that about these, and I want something like that. So if you're a locksmith or you've got drawers set up for keys, let me know what they are down in the comments. I want to see what you're using, because I'm looking for something better for the bigger van, because I've got a lot more keys that I've got to put somewhere. I'm tired of having boxes of keys laying around because I can't find stuff, and I like to be able to keep everything organized. And other than that, I'm going to try to figure out a way to get my toolbox bolted down into that van. I'm going to put a floor in it. I'm going to have me another desk kind of thing like this. I'm going to do something to mount my key machine, because right now it's just literally just sitting on the floor. It's not bolted down at all. So I need to mount this somehow in my new van. Now I've got to do something about a battery and move my power inverter. I didn't show you my power inverter. I guess I can show you that. It stays right there. It is literally just kind of bolted to the face of the metal here. There's like a little cubby right there, and yeah, it's got little plugs on this end of it. So that's going in the new van. I also have a knee board right here. This is a harder foam knee board, but yeah, this whole van tour video is a cluster. I know it's terrible, but we're going to build out the big van, and it's going to take me a couple weeks to get it on the road, I'm sure. But I'm also fixing to go to SEMA. I fly out in the morning for SEMA. I think you guys will probably be watching this tonight. If not, this is Sunday. I fly out tomorrow, Monday, the 4th. Yeah, the 4th. And I'll be at SEMA and Apex all week. So if you're going to be there, hopefully I run into you. Come up, say hi. And yeah, we'll try to get some more Diag videos going whenever I get back. But for right now, I got to try to get this van on the road. Got to get back to making some money, because that cost me a little chunk of change that I got to recoup. But that's going to be it on this video. Thanks for watching. We'll pay attention to these comments. Let me know if you're interested in the van build out video series. If I get a lot of replies about that, a lot of comments about that, I'll definitely do the van build series. So just let me know, and we'll see you guys later.